Hey everybody, it's Erin from Snakes and Scales. I just wanted to take a few minutes today to introduce myself to you and tell you a little bit about what we do at Snakes and Scales. So what we are is an animal rescue group that's located in northwestern New Jersey. And what happens is sometimes people find out that some animals don't always make the best pets. So what I do is I take those animals and I give them a new home. Now, of course, from our name, Snakes and Scales, you can probably guess what kind of animals we mostly work with at Snakes and Scales. We work with reptiles. So all kinds of different reptiles, things like snakes, lizards, turtles. And like I say, what I do is I give them a new home because for one reason or another, people find out that they can sometimes be challenging animals to have as pets. Sometimes they grow too big to live in your house. Or in the case of reptiles, they just live for a really, really long time. And sometimes you're not always able to take care of those animals. So I give them a new home and I try and teach you a little bit about them because the truth is, a lot of times on TV shows and in movies, these animals, they're shown as being the bad guy. They're shown as being mean animals, and that's just not the case at all. They're really good animals when you get a chance to get to know them. So I thought today what I would do is I would introduce you to a couple of friends of mine. And these are just a couple examples of animals that you would have a chance to meet if you have us for a virtual program. Our programs are really, really interesting. People love to learn about these animals, and you would have the opportunity to ask me any questions that you may have about the animals right there in person live. So it's a little bit more interactive than just watching a YouTube video or something like that. So let me get out one of my friends here for you to meet. So this is my friend Crash. If you guys can see Crash there. Say hi, Crash. Hi, Crash. Okay, so Crash is actually called a box turtle. So this is a species of turtle that's native to us here in New Jersey. And if you go, especially this time of year, it's getting to be spring, summertime, if you go for a hike in the woods or a walk in the park, you have a chance of seeing these turtles. Now, with turtles, we know turtles, they're not always the fastest animals on earth. So sometimes, unfortunately, people find these animals hurt along the side of the road, and that's actually how we got Crash. We don't call him Crash because he bumps into stuff a whole lot. We call him Crash because someone found him on the side of the road and he had unfortunately gotten hit by a car. But luckily, we were able to fix him. Turtle shells, we know they're very, very hard. Well, the reason why turtle shells are so hard is they're actually made of bone, just like our skeleton. So just like you, if you fall down and get hurt and you, let's say, break an arm or break a leg, well, we can fix that. Well, we kind of did the same thing with the turtle shell. Now, it's a little hard to see, but you know, he had some bits and pieces of his shell that were broken, but you can see right up top there, he's actually missing some bits and pieces of his shell. Now, turtles, we know they need those shells for protection. So because his shell, even though it healed up, those bits and pieces that are missing, they won't regrow. So that's the reason why I have Crash today. We were able to nurse him back to health, but we can't fix his shell 100%. So rather than releasing him back out into the wild where he could get hurt again, we're gonna hang on to him. So and there's lots of cool facts that you would need to know about turtles like this. So turtles are just one example of animals we talk about during our programs. And secondly, because we don't want to leave him out, this is everybody's favorite. Everybody loves this guy. This is Lollipop. And Lollipop is called a blue-tongued skink. Now that's a big family of lizards. Skinks are a big family of lizard, but what's really special about these guys, you can see, is he's got a bright blue tongue. Now, please don't think he's being rude to you by sticking that tongue out at you. That's actually how reptiles are able to smell. They use their tongues to smell the air. So that's one way they figure out what's going on around them. So he's outside here today and he's sticking that tongue out, trying to figure out all the amazing smells that are going on around here, trying to probably figure out if there's something here that he's able to eat. So he's sticking that tongue out at you and it's bright blue. Now his tongue isn't blue, so you go, ooh, look how pretty, it's a bright blue tongue. It's actually meant to scare you. And if you book us for one of these programs, I'll explain why he has a bright blue tongue that's meant to scare off other animals. So like I say, that's just a couple examples of animals that we have here at Snakes and Scales, and I would love to tell you more about them. So be sure to book us for a virtual program today. Thanks, guys.